Another Major League Baseball. This is for the old folks that watch our show. Yogi Berra.
Yogi.
And not the one that steals picnic baskets. He played for the Yankees.
Recruiting issue.
Yeah, it was. It's not as much so more now because people transfer like they're changing their underwear. Right?
Transfer like they're changing their underwear.
Yeah.
How often do you change your underwear?
I change mine well, I guess some people don't. I change mine at least once a day.
Once a day.
And some people may not think that's a lot. I don't know. I don't know what the average daily underwear change is.
I guess it depends on what you ate the day before. So you're not going to pick Texas, huh? You're not going to pick with your emotion. You're going to pick with your...
Not picking with my heart.
You're going to pick with your brain now, huh?
Yeah. I don't know that that's any better. You like that, Min?
They're like, what is Jrod doing? He's sitting on the ground.
Oh, no, that's the guy that's supposed to say if it's a home run or not.
Back there waving. Hey, Mama, Daddy, I'm right back here.
Is he waving at his parents or saying that was a home run?
How many Super Bowls did he win?
Just one. Just the one.
The double X.
Yep. Super Bowl 20 for you illiterate Roman numeral readers.
Like me.
Yeah.
But the others are named after the random Billies. Billy Idol, Billie Eilish, Billy Joel, and some other Billies.
Okay.
I don't know how many Billies there are.
There's a Billy Goat. Here's what Georgia is. You're going down the street, you see this house just up in flames, and you're like, man, I think everybody in there is probably dead. And then last second, here comes Georgia strolling out. Oh my God, they survived. Like, there's a few times. Yeah. If I was at that game, every Thanksgiving, my family would hear it. Hey, did y'all know I was at the ice bowl? It was one cold game.
That's the only thing first thing you talk about the family gathering. Hey, everybody, I just want to tell y'all that story about how I went to the ice bowl like 1967. Yeah, you told us that story last time, Grandpa.
But in general, in modern era, you don't think of French being tough.
Yeah, I guess not.
When I hear somebody say "wee wee," I don't think of a tough guy.
Wee wee.
Yeah.
He is the relevant Mr. Irrelevant.
Yep. Well,
and I mean, he turned it around too. I mean, the 49ers are not bad anymore.
No, he played in the Super Bowl like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Something like that.
How did he end up at that pick level? That's crazy.
It's Purdy. Got some names coming in.
Romeo's Juliet. I like that one.
Yeah. I like Glue Factory.
But Barry Lurd. Ross, glad to have you, buddy.
Yeah.
Glad to have you watching the show today.
Barry Lurd's good. See, that's awesome.
That's a good one. I like Barry Lurd. I think I'll go with that one instead of Homer Simpson.
Cool. Red Flash. I don't think you want to see a red flash. I might not.
Oh, they've got it like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Flash. Oh, my gosh.
Dude, is that their mascot?
Dude, it's a monk.
He is.
Their mascot, Red Flash, is a monk.
Can we
You've
put that
got
out?
to be kidding me.
Best.
This is the best mascot I think I've ever seen.
No, I don't like the only way.
Well, just because you don't like it doesn't mean the committee won't do it.
I'm friends with them, and they agree with you.
Budweiser commercial for the Clydesdales made me think about the frogs. Remember the frog commercials?
Yes, that was classic.
Those were great commercials too.
Budweiser. We did it. High tide.
Harry Pinkle kind of looks like Drinky.
Maybe it's his step brother.
You know who else looks like Drinky is Freezy. Freezy and Drinky.
Like I thought you weren't going to talk about it.
Okay, I didn't want to talk about Drinky. Maybe I do have a crush on him.
You do. I think you secretly, like if he walked through the door and was like, I'm going to take you on a date, you would leave me here going, I don't know how to run this stuff. You would run out.
My secret crush on Drinky.
Yeah. I think so.
Misanthropic. What is a misanthropic?
That's Mr. Anthropic's wife.
Live from high atop Scott's social media studios in the heart of the Cedar City, just outside of America's Music City. This is the one, the only Mike and Jrod show. How you doing today, Mike?
Doing good. Featuring your hosts, Jared Scott and Michael Clay. I'll finish it.
Yeah. Technical difficulties.
No worries. You got a lot going on over there.
I don't know what this computer, I think it's like Microsoft is updating or something. Everybody knows that frustration and that pain.
Yeah.
And there's a Microsoft update coming through on your computer, and all of a sudden it's like, what in the heck is going on?
Yeah. Well, it's Thursday night, and 7 o'clock. Show 36 is going. Here we go.
Show 36.
Well, that's right.
Big time.
Yeah.
I don't know what's relevant about 36 though.
Well, there's we like to honor the best athletes that wear number 36, and before.
I'm talking about like in life.
Oh, in life. Age 36.
I turned 36 and now I'm no longer in my lower 30s. I'm in my upper 30s.
Yeah, heading towards 40. Sliding down the hill to 40.
Becoming the cream of the crop, baby.
Yeah, that's right. But so before we get to 36, this may take you off guard, but I was surprised at how little you knew about Pecorine last week when we were talking about number 35, and that's who we would have honored if it wouldn't have been for Norm Peterson passing.
Pecorine.
The goalie for the Predators.
I know it. It's sad.
So,
it's sad.
And you were like, well,
Nancy says after 40 it goes downhill.
Yeah.
Glad to have you, Nancy, Reagan, Robert. Good to have you guys today.
Bobby, yeah.
Bobby.
Yep.
Is that the old man?
No. That's a dentist.
The dentist. Oh,
that
gotcha.
We let Caddy for Nate for a whole. Thanks for joining. Yeah.
Oh, he's cheering for his Thunder, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Well, we do have TV on in the background here. Well, the Thunder's waiting on the winner of the Pacers-Knicks. I believe they're in it.
Yeah, I think that game's tonight, isn't it?
Yeah. Pacers-Knicks, yeah. But, I could
There's
not believe.
a lot. It's weird. I was thinking that, this is the dead time for sports, but it is far from it.
There's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on.
There is. So before we get to 36, I felt like we did Pecorine. Hello, audience.
Oh.
Yeah. So, he played at the Predators.
I'm sorry, but you've got that name.
Yeah,
I just can't even, like...
I think you're hung up on his name. Something.
Something.
Like, I can't believe you don't remember him.
Who knows?
He was from... So I looked up...
And you'd think with that kind of a name that I would remember.
Yeah.
You would think.
So he was drafted by the Predators 04, and he played from 05 to 2021 with the Predators.
Pecorine.
He was the goalie for him.
You sure that's how you pronounce his name?
Yeah. He was the goalie during the 2017 Stanley Cup run when they were in the finals and got beat by the Penguins. He's a 4-time All-Star.
Okay, I must have spelled his name wrong. Pecorine?
Yeah, no, it's P-E-K-K-A, and then his last name
So
is
not
Rene.
P-E-C-K.
No. But yeah, he is still the Predators franchise leader in wins as a goalie and shutouts.
Okay, I remember this conversation now. I'm just becoming an old man.
But so I just wanted to re-honor him. It would have been show 35. He would have been honored had Norm Peterson not passed away. But now on to show 36, and Reagan was right. Did you see he guessed it?
Reagan already guessed it?
Yeah, Jerome Bettis.
Oh, Reagan already guessed it. Are you sure you guys didn't collude ahead of time?
No, I hadn't talked to him, or I hadn't messaged him in a few weeks. But
Gambling locks on this. Justin, glad to have you, buddy.
I can give you some locks, but that don't mean you're going to win. I wouldn't bet on my locks. So, yeah, show 36. We're going to go Jerome Bettis. We're going to honor the Bus. That's his nickname.
The Bus.
He played, he's 53 years old, played at Notre Dame. Our buddy Jason, I don't know where he's at.
Oh, yeah.
He would like that. Yeah, played at Notre Dame. He was an NFL first round, 10th pick in the first round. was at the Rams from 93 to 95, and then because most everybody probably remembers him with the Steelers. And that's where he played the rest of his career, 96 to 05.
Reagan says, I'm not a real Preds fan. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I can believe
I'm an old school Preds fan. Back in the 2-2 era.
Well, they played a couple years together. That's what I'm saying. Pekka's
I know. Pekka's
born
been
and
with
bred
him for forever. I got
Predators. I don't know. You surprised me. But no,
It was back when we had season tickets.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me because, you know, a true nerd's not up on the sports. That was good. I like it.
That was painful.
Yep. But yeah, so let's see. Jerome Bettis, he was Steelers 96. 96 to 05. He was Super Bowl champ. He won the Super Bowl with the Steelers, Super Bowl 40. He was Offensive Rookie of the Year in 93. We talked about Walter Payton a few shows ago. He was Walter Payton Man of the Year in 01. 6-time Pro Bowler, and he's on the Pittsburgh Steelers all-time team.
Man, the Steelers, talk about a franchise.
Oh, yeah.
That is just, if you talk about NFL franchises, you know, the terrible towel.
Yeah.
That's
Mean Joe Green.
That's right.
Franco Harris. They've had some up and downs, but
that's a lot of good players.
They've been pretty relevant through the whole
a lot of powerful
existence.
players.
Yeah.
Powerful players.
Terry Bradshaw.
Yep.
Yeah, they've had great players through the years.
Yeah, he won the extra large Super Bowl.
I'm about to spit my coffee out. I had to hold on to it. That was good. I like that. I don't even know what. I guess laugh, crowd. I'll cheer.
Cry.
You get a standing ovation. That was good. That was real good.
Let's see. That's what is that 15? No, that's not 15. That's
40.
40, right? Because L is 50
And then
X is before it, so
Yeah, you
that's
take 10 off.
10 off of 50.
So you aren't Raymond. Roman numeral illiterate.
It just takes me a minute. I have to do the math in my head.
Yeah.
And I have to remember what the letters mean, right? It's like the only letter that I know is I, right? That's a 1.
Right, yeah.
And then the X's and the L's, X is 10. I know that, right?
IV and X, I know those. Real good.
And V is what, 5?
Yeah.
And then L is actually kind of unusual, right? Because you don't, how often do you use 50? I guess when you hit 50, you start using 50,
yeah.
right? Is there a 100 one? Is there a letter for 100?
C, I believe.
Is it really?
Yeah, I believe so.
How many Super Bowls are we at right now? I'm trying to remember.
We're into the 50s.
Okay, so we'd have quite a ways to go before we hit 100.
I don't know that we'll see 100 in our lifetime. Super Bowl 100.
Roman numeral 100.
Which could be depressing.
It is C. It is C. Well, so here's the deal, though, and I don't know when this changes, but like if you got to 90, are you going to use? You're going to use 100 and subtract 10.
Yeah,
right?
you're going to go CX for 90. Or I'm sorry,
XC, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you're not. Then that would be where you start with 100. So we could do it, right? I mean, 90. We're at 50.
Well, yeah, 40 more years.
So let's see.
It'll be 86. But I'm talking about seeing Super Bowl C.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be tough.
That'll be a tough one.
Yeah.
But I mean, just to see a C in the. This is a crazy. Why are we even having this conversation?
I got
This is
a lock
crazy.
bet for Justin Pillmore, who said, "Give me a lock bet. Bet on I'm gonna see Super Bowl 100." There's your lock.
Super Bowl C, baby.
Lock it in.
Super Bowl C.
And bet your house. Bet the farm on I'm seeing Super Bowl 100.
Or Super Bowl M, which is Super Bowl 1000.
Oh, there ain't nobody.
That'll be like all robots.
Yeah,
It'll be an AI game. Yeah. Which AI is better? Super Bowl 1000. You think people? Well, I mean, that's kind of crazy talk, I guess, but that's a long ways away, man.
What, 1,000?
Yeah, Super Bowl 1000.
I think
that's going to be like
comes back before 1,000 Super Bowls.
Probably. I mean, I'm trying to think how many generations. I mean, that's a lot of.
They won't even know
1,000
who.
years. They'll be like, who was Jerome Bettis?
I bet you wouldn't even know his name.
Probably not.
Nobody would care about Jerome Bettis.
I'm just telling you, it'd just be robots playing against each other.
Yeah.
Probably somebody playing on a little controller.
Yeah, that's the Super Bowl, was people playing.
Super Bowl 1000. They're like, okay, you play, and then we pick the play that was the most likely, and then the AI plays it out. I don't know. Who knows? We'll all be flying in flying cars, and nobody will care.
Shane says he's been on for 2 minutes, and his brain's already hurting. Roman numerals suck. Well, you get a little bit.
That's the price of having a nerd on here, I guess.
I can't help that we're intelligent and talk about Roman numerals. I was just born smart. Sorry.
I mean, of all people, though, I mean, I thought Shane was a big football fan, right? I mean, the Super Bowl.
Well, he's a football fan and a Roman numeral fan.
But the Super Bowl is all measured in Roman numerals. Every Super Bowl is.
But I don't know.
I didn't know that M was 1,000 until I Googled it.
I bet like kickers and punters like the Roman numeral part of football. They're like, "Oh, this is so awesome."
Ooh, it's something I know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Where's my oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, today's show 36 is going to be in honor of Jerome Bettis. Some honorable mention or other notable number 36s. Not a ton. Rasheed Wallace in the NBA, played for the Pistons. We got to mention him. He's still hanging on. Shaquille O'Neal was 36 for 1 year with the Celtics.
Ooh, Shaq Daddy, man, he's got like every number.
Hey, we've mentioned him.
We've talked about him every freaking show.
For the last at least 3 or 4.
Shaq Daddy.
Merton Hanks, NFL defensive back for the 49ers. I only remember him because I was a 49ers fan when he played.
49ers, Purdy.
And
Mr.
then,
Purdy.
Yeah, this Merton Hanks was way before Purdy. And then...
he's not 1920 Texas League, is he?
No, he's not that old. In the late 90s, maybe? Early 2000s. And then we will talk a little WNBA later tonight. She just retired, played college at UConn, Diana Taurasi. She was really good.
Taurasi.
Part of the UConn dynasty and went on and played in the NBA.
Yeah, Taurasi, the UConn dynasty was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Like, I think they kind of replaced Tennessee in women's college basketball, didn't they? I feel like it was like they were playing against Tennessee for forever.
UConn is.
And then when Pat had Summit left or passed away or whatever, she got Alzheimer's and then passed away. But after her era, it felt like UConn just took over women's basketball.
Well, she battled with Gino. They battled back and forth during her time. Because he's been, I don't know how long now he's coached at UConn. He's been there forever.
Well, and I want to say, like, she held the record for wins, but then I think he has it now.
Yeah, he passed her.
And I think that's like all-time wins of all sports, isn't it?
Yeah, basketball. Man, yeah. Because she passed, did she pass John Wooden? And then Gino passed her. Maybe.
Yeah, I was trying to remember because it was a coach's all-time wins. And I wanted to say it was like she had all-time wins across all sports. And it is Gino. Yep.
Yeah.
But I think she had it for a while.
Yeah.
And then he passed her.
Then, yeah.
But I mean, it's because she can't keep coaching. So like it is what it is.
I bet she didn't remember that she held that record.
That's a shame. That's a heartbreaker, man.
That was probably a bad joke, wasn't it? I should get booed.
It's not a joke. That's a boo.
Yeah, I'll get booed.
I'm gonna start crying.
Sorry, audience.
You know how many Pathead Summit fans are out there?
A ton.
We got a ton, especially watching this show.
Shane says Jack Leiter wore number 36 for Vandy. I didn't know that. I do remember Jack Leiter. That's Al Leiter's son that played in the major leagues forever. Bobby says we'll go to if we're still alive, we'll go together to the Super Bowl 100. I'll take you up on that. You'll probably have to.
We'll
walk
probably
me
be.
in
I was about to say you're going to be in like a wheelchair.
and tell me to remember to go to the bathroom.
Hey, don't forget, you got to go
Yeah.
pee.
Yeah, so there's a few notables there. 36. I think Jerome was overall the best 36 for this. So that leads us our show. We got a kind of a special announcement. We got a guest coming next week. Change it up. Our second human guest, I should say. If you're keeping count at home, you know that the first.
We like counting things, don't we?
Yeah, if you're keeping count at home, you know the first guest we ever had was a chicken named Pat Hinatar.
Pat Hinatar. Pat's
But,
getting big, too.
Yeah. She needs to start
big.
producing eggs.
She needs to start
carrying
producing so
some
we can
weight
have some scrambled eggs right
Yeah.
before we have the show.
with our coffee. Ooh, that'd be good. So, yeah, we had Eric Miller on back a while back. It was a great guest. We enjoyed it. And so our next week, our guest, he is a native of Mount Juliet, according to Wikipedia. He's a notable person that lives in Mount Juliet, but we'll have Chase Montgomery. He's a former stock car driver, drove in NASCAR's Busch Series, drove in the NASCAR Truck Series for a while. He was in the ARCA Series before he got into the Busch and Truck Series.
So exciting.
Yeah, so he's going to tell some stories about racing. We thought it'd be good to bring him on because the NASCAR race is at Nashville Super Speedway this coming weekend.
It's a Cracker Barrel 400, right?
Yep. That's right. Look at you doing research. You got a good team researching for you.
Actually, they had banners all underneath on the bridge
It's all
downtown.
Yeah.
They got them all around town. But whenever we were walking to I already knew it was happening, but when we were walking to the AC/DC concert, I was like, good Lord, they're really pitching
Yeah.
it.
Which is crazy because it's out here in...
Well, but it's Nashville's race speedway,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, Nashville Super Speedway, yeah.
And you know, the speedway's actually been dormant for a long time now.
Well, it was.
This is the
but
first big race they've had, and
Oh, no, they've had some races out there in the last couple of years.
have they?
It went dormant. They almost sold it.
Yeah, I thought they were going to shut it down altogether.
They did for a few years, but they've had some races now.
Well, apparently, and maybe he'll be able to talk to this, but apparently they had racers would go there to practice
Oh, yeah, yeah. No,
because
yeah,
they didn't
yeah.
have any races going on, but it was a really good track. And they
Yeah.
were, for the longest time, they wanted a regular NASCAR, like a main race. Like, I'm not a big NASCAR person, so I don't know. very well.
Yeah.
But I guess there's like big races, the big races that count
Right, yeah, yeah.
as like the
Which-
car races.
Yeah, because the Indy car used to come and race there as well. Because for a while they built it and only the Truck Series would race there and only like the Busch Series, and then they finally got NASCAR to come. And now they're coming. I guess once a year they come. But yeah, so that's cool. But yeah,
and
look
I'm trying to
forward-
think. There's like within NASCAR, I was thinking that there's like a series of races that count as this is how you determine whether or not they're number one or whatever.
Well, now it's changed so much. Now I think the last 10 races is like the playoffs or something. It's not like it. I remember in the 90s when my dad and uncle watched it all the time.
Now, is that the Cup Series? Is that the race for the Cup?
Yeah, NASCAR Cup Series. Yeah, which
That's
used
the
to
one where
be-
there's one in Bristol. There's one in.
Yeah, it's the big. Yeah, NASCAR. Yeah, it's the big race, the big series NASCAR. That's as high.
the
as you
one
can
where
get
the
in
who's
stock car
who.
race. Yeah, yeah.
Who's who race in it?
Yeah, yeah.
Like Talladega. I was thinking about Talladega and Bristol.
Yeah, it's the same.
And-
Yeah, that's the same series. They've added Nashville now as one of the stops because it used to be. There you go, the Winston Cup Series. And you know why they changed it?
Why'd they change it?
Because smoking became bad.
Oh yeah,
Because-
because it's
yeah,
Winston. It
Winston,
was
yeah.
smoking.
It was Winston Cup forever.
And then it became the Nextel Cup Series. And then the Sprint Cup Series.
Yeah. I don't know what it is now. Do you know what they call it?
I'm getting there. The Monster Energy Cup Series.
Yeah.
Now it's just known as the NASCAR Cup Series.
Okay. Just they don't have a sponsor
tiered sponsorship model: Busch Beer, Coca-Cola, Geico, and Xfinity.
Yeah. So Shane says it is a concrete track, and drivers when there wasn't nothing going on there, drivers would test there to get ready for other tracks that were concrete, like Kentucky, Dover.
Yeah, and so some tracks are concrete and some tracks are asphalt. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Different surfaces. And yeah, I guess, did they really, because it was called the Busch Series after Busch Light. I guess they took it away for drinking.
No, I mean, I think it's a money thing. I think they were.
No.
Because now Coca-Cola is assuming the naming rights.
No,
of the
but Winston Cup,
trophy.
it did have, the Winston getting rid of it had to do with the smoking. That did, yeah. No, that was not a joke. It was serious.
Well, apparently 2016 it was called the Monster Energy.
Yeah.
But I mean,
now they sold out to the highest bidder.
I remember the old school NASCAR Cup, but I just haven't watched since I was young, right?
No, I haven't either.
I couldn't even tell you who the big names are now.
No, You still got the Busch brothers, Kyle Busch, and I can't remember the other guy's name, Bruce or something. But
there's no Earharts anymore. Right?
No, Junior. I don't know. I think he announces and stuff. But
there's 36 races. Interesting.
Yep.
And now Nashville's going to be one of those races?
Yeah, it is one of those races. Yep.
Because I know, like you were saying, that the Truck Series seemed like that was the big race at the.
Yeah, the Truck Series for a long time. Then they got a Busch race there, and then they had the Indy race. Indy cars used to come there every year.
Trying to look at the list here, trying to see if there's any names that I know.
I still know some, like Chase Elliott. That's Bill Elliott's son.
Bubba Wallace.
No. I mean, I know the name. I know who he is, but he's not old.
Kyle Busch.
Yeah, Kyle Busch. Brad Keselowski. Yeah, he's been around a while, but I mean, I like the days of like Dick Trickle, Dave Marcus, Ken Schrader. That's my time. Bill Elliott.
I hate to have that
Alan
name.
Kawicki. Yeah, I know.
I hate to have the name Dick Trickle.
Yeah. But that was his real name, man.
That's brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the announcement. A second guest coming in. Break it up. We're excited. We hope to continue to get guests throughout the career of our show. But very excited for Chase Montgomery. He'll be in next week. We'll talk a little race car driving. He is a Vandy fan, so we'll talk some other sports too.
Good.
Yeah. So
I got my new Vandy shirt on, celebrating the SEC Media Days down at
Destin.
SEC Days in Destin, whatever it is.
I like that.
Apparently, there's a lot of coming out of that. A lot of big news coming out of that.
Yeah.
So,
before we get to any more sports,
you want to talk,
Jared?
Talk some festival and
you got some
show off a picture of my good-looking legs.
Yeah. So this past weekend, it wrapped it up for the whole month. The Renaissance Festival had been going on.
It was a big get-together gathering, and I posted some pics on our Facebook page. Bring it up real quick if I can. I don't know if I...
And the Renaissance Festival is a lot of fun.
Huge deal. Still haven't seen the castle. You seen the castle?
No, I've seen it.
I've been up
but I've
to
never
see it.
been to it. No, you went and saw it.
Well, no, I still haven't.
Oh, all you
have to do is get on a bus to go see it.
But you haven't done it.
I haven't done it.
Well, you need to get some sun on.
But
them legs.
I did wear my kilt, right?
I see that.
And showing off my good-looking legs. kind of cut that off there, didn't I?
I mean, there's some good costumes.
Yeah, yeah. So my family gets into it, man. That's my kids getting into it with their costumes.
It looks like they're like,
it's like
they're like, Dad, you gotta get dressed up, and you just throw something.
And
off.
I just went, but this is authentic shirt too.
Yeah, but they blow you away.
Oh, they put me to shame. Olivia makes the custom costume herself.
Yeah,
EJ made his costume. Kaylin made hers. But these are legit. Like this is like full legit dudes. Armor. These people had chainmail. They had full helmets. I mean, it's. And then there's Altoid Man.
Yeah. I like that guy. Yeah.
Altoid Man is just the best.
No, that's awesome.
He's the best. So this is actually all little Altoid boxes that he had weaved together for his armor.
Yeah.
And then he made his little Altoid shield.
He looks like he's having a good time.
Oh yeah. Having a great time.
Yeah. No, that looks fun.
And of course, the sawmill's been going, and
so you got a hobby.
I got some good looking lumber going out there at the sawmill. All this, of course, is on the Facebook page. But
so you cut those logs yourself?
I cut them myself on the sawmill. You can kind of see
beams,
the pieces of the sawmill that it sits on.
Do you plan on using that?
Yeah, so I'm trying to build my property, build on my properties out at Center Hill, and so been cutting them and just trying to get them cut right now. I mean, the reality is that I've got these logs have been sitting out there. I've been trying to get to the point to where I'm ready to cut, and and they're starting to get yucco, and I need to get them cut quick before they just become not worth anything. So
will you come build a barn on my place with those?
So apparently I can get free wood from the guys that cut trees. So maybe I need to get a house where it's going to make me some money first, so we can pay for the show.
That's right. Speaking of, we have you see my hat. We got hats. Go to mikeandjrod.com.
Follow, like, subscribe, whatever those things are.
Yeah.
We don't really push all that stuff,
Facebook page,
probably should push it more.
And sweatshirts and coffee cups.
Oh yeah, we got our coffee.
Yep. Cheers. Pink. Yeah. Also, so you cut logs and went to the Renaissance Festival. I want to get a quick shout out to our Fearless. I got my shirt on today. Fearless Elite.
Oh yeah. Softball,
team,
right?
Yeah, softball. My daughter's team, my wife coaches. Wife and I help coach. Yeah, we had a great weekend. Played in a tournament, 7 games, and the top 2 would make the championship. Top 2 records. We went 6-1, so we got into the top 2.
Pretty good.
And I was proud of them. They played well. Hit the ball.
So now, do you play against the number 1, or was the number 1 the one that beat you?
No, we were going to play. But then the rain cut it short. We were waiting. We finished our 7th game. We were 6-1. There was 2 other teams that were 5-1, and they were playing at the time. And it was in the 3rd inning, and they were tied 0-0, and the bottom fell out on Sunday, and it just rained, lightning. They canceled it.
So did the number 1 team also have a 6-1 record? What was their record?
We were number 1, 6-1.
Oh, you were the number 1.
And then the other 2 teams were playing their 7th game, and it so happened to be they both were 5-1, and so the winner would have played us for the championship.
Oh wow!
Well, it rained it out, and so how they determined we couldn't play a championship game, but they determined the 2nd place team because that game was still tied 0-0, and they said, well, we'll give y'all the 1st place because you had 6 wins, and then they went to a tiebreaker, and they got a tiebreaker system. How many runs against, and they gave it to
2nd place team.
So we didn't get to play the championship game. They awarded us, but I was glad just to get the top 2 records. It was a good feat. We hit the ball all weekend, and the girls, like I said, they had fun. They were playing together and just cheering each other. Yeah, it was fun. So. Shout out to them, Fearless. Good job. We're playing again this weekend, so fun times. And yeah.
Yeah, you've been doing nothing but softball, and more softball, haven't you?
That's right. That's about
That
all
and
our
working.
weekends.
Yeah, working. That's what we do every day, all week long. We actually
Softball, work, and then,
work for a living.
And then Thursday nights at 7, I'm here.
Work to pay for our show on Thursday nights.
That's right. So, kind of cool thing that happened. It's Memorial Day here, but and I've seen this through the years and watched videos, but over in England, yeah, it's called the Cooper's Hill Cheese Rolling near Gloucester, England.
So just
They've
so
been
you know,
doing
this is
this.
on our Facebook page as a little link to the.
Yeah, and so what it is, they hold this race every year, and they've been doing it since, I looked up, they've been doing it since like 18, what did I write on here? Like 1826 or something.
Longer than we've been playing Super
Yeah.
Bowls.
No, that's right. That's right. And it's on there, they call it Spring Bank Holiday, and it's kind of like our Memorial Day, I guess you could say. And they roll a cheese wheel, and it's a type of cheese. It's the Gloucester cheese, and it usually weighs 7 to 9 pounds. And they give it a second head start, and they roll it down a hill, and then they let people start at the top and take off running. And the goal is to get to the bottom of the hill first. And this hill, it's not like a little.
This would be my wife's favorite. She loves cheese.
Yeah. So it's 200 yards long, this hill.
Wow.
And
200 yards?
yeah, so it's not like, oh, I'm just going to run.
So are they
down
trying to beat the cheese? Is that what the deal is?
Yeah, the goal is to catch the cheese, but they give it a second head start, and nobody, going down a hill, and the hill is
Nobody has a chance.
Yeah, because it's at a 50% slope, a 26.6 degree angle.
Wow.
And at 200 yards, you're talking, you
That's
get to roll.
steep.
Yeah. And
And you got a little round of cheese. There ain't no catching that round of cheese.
yeah,
huh?
7 to 9 pounds. So you
Oh,
think,
that's some good looking cheese.
yeah.
Man, I'm getting hungry for
And
some
it's a
cheese now.
festival afterwards. They have, like, it's a whole big festival, and this is the event they have.
Hopefully my wife's listening so she can bring us some cheese.
I would like to go to this one time. I think it would be fun.
This is on your bucket list now.
Yeah, I would go. Now, I think I'm too old to try to run down it because they get to, if you've seen videos, I mean, they get to tumbling.
Oh, just looking at the picture. Like, it's
Yeah.
outrageous.
Oh, it's crazy.
It looks painful.
And actually, this year I read they had to life flight somebody. Got injured so bad they flew him to the hospital.
Wow.
I think he's all right, but yeah, they had to fly him out.
I need to stop chasing that cheese and just eat
I
it.
know, right? Yeah, just eat it.
Just eat it.
It's a world famous event now and festival in England. Yeah, here it is. It's known to have began in 1826. That's where they found that it was written down, but it's believed that it started years earlier than that.
1826.
Yeah. They have 7 races during the day, 4 downhill races, 3 men's and 1 women's race, and then 3 uphill races, 2 children's and 1 mixed adults.
Mixed adults.
Yeah. Which
Oh, this guy caught the cheese, huh?
I think they give it to you at the
Oh,
bottom.
they just give you the guy who wins that gets the cheese.
because I don't think anybody's ever caught the cheese. The fastest time, Cooper Cummings from the U.S. set the record for the fastest time of 13 seconds. I think that was in, I can't remember when that was, 2023 maybe?
Cooper Cummings, and they call it Cooper's Hill.
Yeah, but this guy's an American that won it. I don't think it has any
That's
correlation.
ironic, huh?
Yeah. So, yeah,
Man, these people look in pain, man.
first to the bottom wins, or first to catch the wheel, but that's never happened. The cheese is supplied by a local cheesemaker every year. So a local place makes the cheese for them.
The race winner retires after spraining ankle.
Yeah, so to that point, one of my fancy facts, Chris Anderson from Great Britain retired in 2022, and he is the all-time win. He has the all-time wins with 23 wins.
So
in
what
their
happens
career.
if you run? I guess you can't run because it's
No,
too
you'll
steep.
start tumbling. Yeah, I don't. I've seen people try to start running, but they kind of lay back, and you can see how steep it is in that picture.
What the
And they
heck?
dress up like it's like the Renaissance Fair with a big hill to run down.
Are these people dressing up as cheese?
I don't know what that is.
Looks like they've got cameras on their chest.
Yeah.
So you get a video of them rolling down the cheese hill. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
I think I would run and slide like a baseball slide, and it would probably burn your leg up.
Oh,
Right,
probably
going
eat you up.
200 yards, but that would be maybe what I would try to do.
Oh yeah.
But they get to flipping, and because the momentum just gets going so fast.
Oh, and look at the ref at the top with the big hat.
Yeah, I think he's the one that releases the cheese.
The cheese releaser. There's the cheese. Yay.
yeah.
Go get it. Oh man, that guy looks like he fell in a hole.
Yeah, it does not.
Some
yeah.
of these pictures are
Now,
just
see, they're
outrageous.
running uphill, yeah.
Man.
And I don't know if I'd want to do 200 yards running uphill. That's tiring. I think I would take my chances of going down.
Wow, that's just.
And so you can repeat win in the same year. You can run in the same, more than one race.
Oh, they have multiple races
Yeah.
a year?
Well, no, in that day. Like I said, they have 7 races during the day. 4 of them are downhill, 3 men's races. So there's usually 3 winners a year, but you can repeat.
So you get 3 chances to
if you
beat
want-
your body brutally. Look at that. She broke an arm.
Oh, I know it.
Jeez.
Yeah. They like I told you.
That's
they
a
airlifted
that's a
guy
that's
to
a
the hospital.
go see it, don't do it.
Yeah, I would go watch, especially
Not trying to
at
die.
my age. Yeah, no.
Not trying to die.
This year, Tom Kopp. There were 2 other winners, but a German. He won it last year and this year. Won back to back. Tom Kopke.
Kopke.
Yeah, and yeah. So I would love to do that. I think that would be fun. That's one of my bucket lists to do. And then another one, I've always wanted to go run with the bulls
Run with the
in
bulls.
Spain. And I used to say I'd try to run.
Do
but
like a European tour and
Yeah.
start with the
cheese.
start with the cheese roll and then
Yeah.
go to the running with the bulls.
Yeah.
Honey, where is Gloucester, England? That's where it's at, right?
Yeah, just out. No, what did I say? Yeah, Gloucester, England.
Yeah, you just said that, right?
Yeah.
You said it's outside of London.
And then the race is just outside of Gloucester. So that's more of a smaller town, looks like.
Oh yeah, it's way out. It's not even close to
Yeah.
London. Cotswolds, huh? Near Cardiff.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's a smaller little town. I bet that would be fun though. That'd be a lot of fun to go to that. Yeah, it's nowhere near London, is it?
No, it's not even close.
Yeah.
It's almost to Wales.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Humpback or killer?
Mr. Sarcasm, yeah. I don't care.
I don't care.
That's a good one for that.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so. Oh, no, we didn't freeze up, or did we? Time's still counting. Yeah, so no, that'd be a fun. It's the Cooper Hill cheese rolling.
I think that does that to save our internet.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Yeah, but that'd be a fun little deal to do. Would you try to run down it?
No.
How about 20 years ago?
I might have.
Yeah,
if I
I
was
think
like
so.
college era,
Yeah.
but I'm still young.
Yeah, if I was there 20 years
Young
ago.
and dumb, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Young and dumb.
I was going to say young and no fear, but I think it's more young and just dumb.
Young and dumb.
You're like, oh, I can do it. Yeah, I wouldn't try it now. I would get hurt.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I get hurt getting out of bed, so.
Yeah. That was a good one. So yeah, we got hockey going. We'll
yeah.
start to ease into sports here.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, man, he's gonna be pretty disappointed since he's hate hate watching for against the Oilers.
Yeah, you called him last week before.
Yeah, called him before the show last week. I was curious. We had talked about on the show whether or not hockey fans kept watching.
Yeah.
After their team was out, because you and I talked about. Oh yeah, I mean, I watch Predators a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And when they're in the hunt, everybody's watching, right? And, oh yeah, let's root for the Predators, right?
Yeah.
But once your team is out, how many hockey fans stick with watching hockey all the way through? And I mean, even with football, like if I don't know that if it's not really, I have a hard time getting engaged if it's not a team that there's a storyline, right?
Now I can watch football.
Kind of goes back to the Caitlin Clark conversation we're going to have here in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
But yeah, I mean, it's like he was like, oh yeah, he hate watches now.
Yeah,
he's a Kings fan, right?
Right.
And Edmonton knocked the Kings out in the first round, and he's like, he's hate watching against Edmonton.
And they're also in the Western Conference division, and so
regular rivalry kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's going to be real mad because.
Yeah,
it's just the first. Did you see the score already?
They're smoking them.
3 to nothing already. That's in the first period.
Smoking them pretty bad.
So if they win, they'll go on to play Florida Panthers. Are waiting.
They're waiting for them, aren't they?
Yeah, so they'll be waiting best of 7 in the Stanley Cup.
It'll be the coming together Stanley Cup.
Why do you say that?
Remember, we talked about Canada and the US and
Canada and the U.S.
The big rivalry, right?
Because you said
it's about as opposite as you're going to get, right? Edmonton is way north, and Florida is way south. So it's like,
what if they were like, we're going to meet in the middle, halfway point, and then we'll play all the games right there?
I don't even know where the halfway point would be.
Oh gosh,
Colorado, St. Louis, something like that. Seems like it. Halfway between Edmonton and Canada, and
you're probably. Colorado, maybe southern Montana, because I bet. Well, I don't know. Florida's good. I don't know. I don't even know how you would.
You'd have to measure it. I don't know. It'd be complicated. Too complicated for this show. Shane would be really disappointed then, would he? Trying to do math on the transportation distances.
His head would blow off.
I mean, my head's starting to hurt on that one.
Now math.
I know it. He's like, oh my gosh, what were we thinking watching this show?
Dallas just scored.
Now they got a chance.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a long game. Reagan, is that true? Oh, pulled their goalie and put a new goalie in. I thought at first he meant they went ahead and just went.
Oh, they switched their goalies out.
Yeah, at first
I thought they pulled him to go up offense. I'm like, man, that's a little early for that, isn't it?
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, man.
Does the referee also cut the cheese at the end? That's pretty good, Reagan.
Yeah. He may, if he ate a lot of cheese beforehand. So let's see. You want to do? What do you want to do next? A little WNBA talk? Or are we still? Well, we're going to keep an eye out on hockey.
Well, and that kind of leads in, right? That was the whole thing. We were talking about audiences, and and one of the other things that we were going to talk about tonight. I didn't realize. So I watched a quick little video, and I posted it on our Facebook page. Michael apparently already was in the loop on this, but I didn't realize that Caitlin Clark was such a huge deal.
Yeah.
Like apparently the WNBA can't even draw audiences in the smallest facilities in each one of the cities that they're in. And then Caitlin Clark started playing, and now they're packing out all the facilities that the Indiana Fever go to, and they have to upgrade the facilities because they're selling out all the tickets.
Yes, right.
And so now they're playing everywhere she goes. They don't play in that team's normal facility. They play in a larger facility.
No, they do. They still play. No, they play at
that's not what
home arena.
That's not what I'm saying. But
for preseason,
I mean, I'm talking about the
preseason. They did that. No, regular season they have to play. They play at their arena.
Oh, they have to.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, no. I mean, I just watch. Yeah, they're playing. Yeah. No,
because apparently that Chicago game they upgraded. Was that a preseason game?
What are you talking about?
When the Fever played the Stars?
No, Chicago Sky.
Sky.
No, that was played that was played at Indiana. That was in Indiana's home court.
There was a game where they went to the larger facilities. So you're saying that was all preseason?
Yeah, because like Angel Reese and them played at LSU in a preseason game this year. Clark and them played at the Iowa's College Stadium. And so, yeah, no, they...
Yes, due to increased popularity and demand, many WNBA teams are now playing in larger arenas. The Caitlin Clark effect, in particular, has fueled the surge.
Well, yeah, they maybe move it into the NBA's in that town, because if you look,
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yes.
they're moving to the larger facility in their town.
to NBA,
And they're only doing it for her games.
because all the teams
Like, they're
play-
only
yeah.
doing it. How offensive would that be?
It
That
shouldn't
you
be
have a normal
offensive at all.
game, and then all of a sudden, okay, we're not playing in our normal facilities because Caitlin's coming to town, so we're going to play in the bigger one.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just talking about if you were a player and you've been in the WNBA for forever, and now all of
you're
a sudden,
kind of on the side of, because that's how a lot of the players feel.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like this, it broke them. That's the whole thing about that video, is just
Yeah.
talking about how they just can't stand the fact that nobody came to
No,
watch them, and now that Caitlin Clark is here, everybody's coming to watch.
That's talking about the moment it broke them for good, like in a good way. Or are you talking about? Oh, I got you.
You haven't watched the video, have you?
No, I didn't watch that one. I don't know what that one is.
Okay, so the video basically is saying that there are a lot of haters
Oh no, I
That
don't
are-
have that video to tell me that.
that
I've
are
watched it.
players that have been playing in the WNBA for
Yeah.
forever.
No.
And now Caitlin Clark shows up. She's selling out all the Fever games. And every time
No.
they go on the road, those teams that couldn't even get anybody to watch their game in the first place
Jared,
are now having to go to like facilities that are bigger.
I don't need.
That's like if I was playing, I've been playing a professional league for forever, and then somebody new. I mean, that's brutal.
No, it's not. That is good.
No, it's good for the team. I'm
If
saying
I'm a
for me
player
as
for
a
that, I'm going. Thank you. This is where we disagree. I think.
no, but what I'm saying is there's players that don't see it that way.
No, I know.
Oh, I agree. It's great
'Cause
for
I've
the sport.
watched it since
I think it's
she-
great for the sport.
if Caitlin Clark doesn't
Oh,
exist,
we got a new fan here, Little Frog.
all right. If Caitlin Clark doesn't exist, I don't watch last year or this year. I watched.
I'm with you. I understand completely.
And I can tell you, because of Caitlin Clark, I can name more WNBA players right now that are playing actively than I can NBA players.
Well, and that was the other thing they
'Cause I
said in
don't
the,
want-
in the
I want-
video.
yeah.
They were talking about how now people who used to watch the NBA are watching the WNBA
Yeah.
because it's more entertaining.
Yeah, and and it's because of Caitlin Clark. And I'll say this: like, I don't like the way Angel Reese is taking offense to everything, because I will give her a small bit of credit, because this actually started the last 2 years of both their college years. You know, Angel Reese beat Caitlin Clark. LSU beat Iowa in the NCAA championship game, and she got all like. She was pointing, I got the ring, and doing this. She was taunting her.
Oh, she was. I didn't know about
Then-
this.
Yeah, so that was their
So she stirred it up in the college.
junior year. Yeah, that was
she
their
thought she
junior
was
year.
something, and it just made Caitlin
Then-
go crazy.
then
huh?
senior year, they played in, I think, the Elite Eight against each other, and Caitlin Clark, they beat them. Iowa beat her that year. Her senior year, then Iowa got beat in the championship game, but then they both got drafted. Caitlin was number 1, and
Did they get drafted at the same time?
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So this is legitimate competition.
So the other day,
going back before WNBA.
Yes. But because of that rivalry is why I was like, I want to watch when they go pro.
Now there's more interest.
Yeah, I was like, there's a little rivalry there. So to me, like, you were like, is this like, you compared her to MJ, and I would say no. Player-wise, she's like Steph Curry, and then actually, it's like it's a Magic versus Bird type that built. I compare that now.
Yeah, because that kind of built the NBA in the
Yeah.
first place.
And now I think Caitlin is is better, by no argument, better than Reese, and nor do I think Reese is as good as a Magic or Bird, but the rivalry is there. Because I'll look to
the rivalry is just as interesting as a rivalry.
Yeah.
Between
So
Magic
this
and
year,
Bird.
when I saw that the season getting ready to start, I looked to see when Indiana Fever was going to play the Chicago Sky. Like I look, if Caitlin Clark's not in there, I could have cared less, and Angel Reese for that matter, because I specifically looked to see when they would play each other. But other than when they play each other, I do still look to see when Caitlin plays. I don't necessarily look to see when Reese plays, but I look to see. So she has brought.
Oh, my wife's saying that people came to watch Pippin. She says this isn't new.
What? You think people came to watch Pippin play?
They only came to watch Rodman's wild hair.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, people in L.A. maybe. Flakies.
Yeah, but so yeah, I would be like, all right. And there are players that are like, no, she's done good for us.
And that's what they talk about in the video, right? Is that some of the players are now having a come to Jesus meeting because they were like, well, they're here for me too. They're here for me too. Well, no.
Yeah.
No, they're not. Right? Because if they were, they would have been there for you for forever ago. Right?
Right.
And so now they're having this come to Jesus meeting where they're realizing, oh my gosh, like I should be thankful. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't be hating on Caitlin Clark.
Right.
Because she's bringing all these people into the sport that would have never come to see me play in the first place.
Oh, no. Yeah. And there's probably Angel Reese probably does bring a few, but it doesn't, it pales in comparison to what Caitlin Clark has done.
It's the scale is just so dramatic. And that was what really shocked me.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got some chatting going there. And Little Frog, thanks for watching. So yeah, we have discussed it, but overall to me, if anything I do, like, all right.
Well, you know what I remember from our conversations privately before this was, nobody cares about women's basketball.
They didn't until last year, right?
But I'm saying, like, you're like, nobody cares about women's basketball. I mean, I'm just shocked. Like,
oh, right. Well, so, all right.
Now, I cared about women's basketball because guess what?
Now,
I was under the Pathead Summit era.
I was going to say.
And if you talk about college basketball and you talk about women's basketball.
I won't watch college, but I think
Tennessee Lady Vols back in the day of my era.
Yeah. And I remember
the men's basketball in Tennessee was terrible.
Yeah.
You went to watch Pathead Summit's team rock star.
Now, and I'll say UConn, UT, there's been, I think Stanford, there's been good women's college and people would watch it. But you've grown that even more and then brought the college fans that would watch it occasionally, the women's college, and you brought them into the pros. They have brought them over. Because before, I would watch an NCAA women's basketball tournament, but once that was over, I didn't watch WNBA.
Well, and I think one of the
She's the first player to get me to do
WNBA players actually was from Mount Juliet.
Oh, Alicia
Clark. And I don't know, is she still playing in WNBA?
Yeah, she was with the Las Vegas. They won the the WNBA championship last year.
Yeah, because she actually went to Mount Juliet High School, didn't she?
Yeah. There's a Mount Juliet tie. Be cool. Yeah.
She was an incredible player at Mount Juliet.
Yeah.
And I think didn't she MTSU? Yep, MTSU.
Yeah.
Played at Mitsu.
I would have her on the show. There's no way we're going to
get her on the show.
Yeah, that would be awesome to have her as a guest.
And I mean, she was Mount Juliet High School like way after our era. I mean, we were late 90s.
Are they getting on
mid to late 90s? She was in the 2000s.
No, are they getting on us?
I don't know.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying Angel Reese she did play. I'll give her a little bit of credit, is all I was saying.
All I'm
Right,
saying
you agree
is
with me, right?
it's
A
all
little
about the numbers.
Yes. Yeah.
The box office money.
Right.
We're not going to get any cheese based on this conversation.
No. So, that first game this year that Clark and Reese played, the Sky and Fever played, the ratings were a 2.7 million average with a peak of 3.1 million. And that game is the second most watched game of the WNBA.
Ever.
The most watched regular season game. You know the only other game that was higher than that?
Was another Caitlin Clark game?
She was in it, but Angel Reese was too. It was the WNBA All-Star game last year with 3.4 million. So you got all the stars.
So all the big ratings are all coming from Caitlin Clark. And that's what I'm talking about. Like if you look at other games, there's nobody in the stands, nobody's watching.
Right.
You're not getting broadcast rights. Now you're actually going to probably get some broadcast rights out of this. Now I don't know that it's going to be, like right this minute.
No.
But I mean, it could actually bring the sport into the modern era. And I think your description of comparing them to the Magic Bird competition, right? Because that really, I would say that made the NBA something that people watched. And maybe I'm kind of down on it.
They say it. No, that's kind of, you're not off on that. No, Magic and Bird kind of brought it. That rivalry kind of brought.
And the rivalry is what gets people to engage. Matthew, great to have you, man. A good friend of mine.
Okay.
But yeah, it's so exciting, and I'm going to watch some games now. I haven't watched any, but now I'm interested. And the thing is like that rivalry is what makes it even more interesting, right? The fact that people are excited, that's interesting, but then the rivalry on top of that really just...
And that's, he makes a great point, and I think some of the players in WNBA, they do agree and they like it, but the loud ones are against it for whatever reason. But he says,
it's jealousy.
Show the audience they're worth the attention too, and competitors compete. She's leveling up the league. That's Matthew's
She's pushing
comment.
everybody to the next level. Yep.
Because if and what you were saying earlier, like, all right, she's coming to my town. We got to move to the NBA arena. You know what that does for me? Okay, look at all these new people. I'm going to get out here and kick her tail in front of all these new people and play hard, do it in a humbling way, and guess what? They might start buying your jersey.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, new people
I'm going to put in the effort to win.
They might be Caitlin Clark fans, but after this game, they're going to go, well, that number 24 over there, she sure played her butt off too and helped beat,
next level.
I mean, and then you might start getting
raises the level of competition to where I actually want to watch it.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that they were talking about. I watched another video where they were like, oh yeah, that's the problem with the NBA is that there's nothing interesting happening. They've all been taken over by stats guys. And the stats say you should take nothing but 3 points. And so now everybody's taking 3-point shots over and over and over again. And so there's no real gameplay going on in the NBA. And actually, Charles Barkley, Shaq, there were multiple people who said that's the problem with the NBA is that the coaches are telling the players, you need to take all threes. Because statistically, based on the numbers, that's going to cause you to win. But now it's making the sport boring.
Right, yeah.
Because all you do is, okay, walk down, boom, shoot a three.
Yeah.
Walk down, boom, shoot a three.
And I'll say, if you watch some of the WNBA games I've been watching, they're running some good plays. They're running stuff.
I've watched some clips. Yeah. Oh yeah, and Caitlin Clark is not just a solo act either.
Yeah,
like she is supporting.
She'll come down and put up a Steph Curry 3, but drill it. But no, if you watch,
but those passes she's making. Yes, I mean, the clips I saw made me want to watch.
And not just her and her team. Teams they play, they're all
stepping up.
Stuff.
They're all stepping up.
Yeah, there's coaching going. There's plays going. There's
well, and apparently I was watching in that video, they were talking about how that it's also attracting people to the Fever. So players that have been on other teams are like, oh, I want to go play for the Fever.
Well,
not because, the Fever's winning, but I want to play with Caitlin Clark.
So I don't know if to that point, and to give you a little, and this is how and the only reason I've kept up with it is because Caitlin Clark, this is the Clark effect, right?
Yep.
So DeWanna Bonner is on the Fever this year. I can't remember what team she was on last year. Hadn't kept up that close. But she was on another team, and it was, I don't know if she was like very loud, outspoken, but whenever they played, she didn't have great things to say about Clark. But this year, she came to the Fever. I guess
now
she's a free agent, and they're playing together, and they're, So
now she's praising her.
Right. I don't think
glad to have her as a teammate. Blah 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 blah.
And and to a point of that, part of that is fine, because if I'm on the opposite team, this is like, I remember Barkley and Jordan and Magic and Bird and all those guys in that era. They were like, I want to beat the best. They were I don't want you to come join me so we can team up.
I want to take you down.
Like, the guys that we draft and the people we pick up.
I want to win.
We want to beat you with what we got now.
Yep.
But yeah, that's great talking. That was a good subject.
Great talking.
That shows you my intelligence. My vocabulary is deep.
Some great talking there.
I'm wild, yeah.
There you go. That's me. Because I'm wild.
Because I'm wild, yeah. You're the cream of the crop.
So yeah, and then we got sticking with women's sports right now. Going on is the Women's College World Series, and that's up. We got like 4 screens going. I love that addition you got going here.
Man, I'm trying to step it up here in the studio.
Yeah,
we got to get ready for our big guests that are coming up, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Get some big names up in here.
So we got Texas Tech.
It's only a matter of time before we have Caitlin Clark come on the show.
All right. Yeah. Oh man.
I think we'd sell out the real imaginary audience would be thrilled, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would. Where you at, audience?
Oh, see, they'd love it. They'd love it. Caitlin, now's the time. Come on down. We'll show you a good time in Nashville, and you can just hang out with us.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know if Justin's still watching, but there's a lock bet for you. You can bet against us ever getting Caitlin Clark as a guest. Lock that in.
You probably win that one.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still watching, but yeah. There's your one.
Tommy says he doesn't even watch basketball, but he watched Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar, right?
Okay, yeah.
Jordan was a one-man. Mm-hmm. Hey, everybody watched Jordan.
And look, Tommy Flatt, I grew up with him. We went to school.
And Tommy probably wore the shoes and then jumped like 5 feet high.
Yeah, so that's my point. He's a rocker. He loved Metallica. He was a metalhead, wore leather jackets, but guess what? He had a pair of Jordan shoes. He did.
That's right.
So, that's what, like big time players, they reach across people that could care less.
Oh, I remember.
It changes the culture. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had a pair of Jordans.
He was a Jordan man.
Yeah.
Just like all of us were.
But couldn't have told you anything about basketball back then either. But he got him a pair of Jordans. So that's saying something for Michael Jordan, right?
Yep.
And that stuff. And I think Clark's doing the same thing. She's pulling people that
next level.
Yep. Yeah. And they're not the only two that's done that. I mean, Tiger Woods did it in golf, right?
Oh yeah.
He pulled,
the players that bring people that were never in the sport into the sport.
Yep. 100%. Man, we just keep on having good talking.
And I'm trying to think of other, I'm trying to think in the NFL, if there's a player that I can think of that I think, oh yeah, they really. I mean, Peyton Manning in a way kind of did a little bit of that, I guess.
Maybe,
but it's
NFL has always been kind of.
It's been a sport in and of itself.
It's never really
on another level from all the other sports. It's more like I was just thinking the Super Bowl commercials are what brought people to watch the NFL.
Yeah. I think the Super Bowl was the time when it reached out to people across that didn't care, right? But the sport itself is big enough to sustain itself.
Tommy says Jordan and Pantera like PB and J.
That's I don't know.
Oh, Mia Hamm for soccer.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, yeah. That's a good one. But yeah, so we got the Williams, the Women's College World Series going on. The final 8 teams. It started today. You had 2 games earlier, Florida versus Texas. Texas won 3-0 in the early game, and then Tennessee played Oklahoma, and man, that was a heartbreaking loss for UT. I didn't see it. I followed the score and read about it. So Tennessee was up. Let's see.
Tennessee's still holding the record for fastest pitch though.
That one pitcher, yeah.
Yeah.
But it ain't going to matter if you lose.
If you don't win.
So Tennessee was up 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th. They had 2 outs on Oklahoma, and a girl comes up with 2 runners on and knocks a 3-run home run to win the game, a walk-off. So that's why I say that's heartbreaking.
Man.
So they won that game, and then Texas A&M and Ole Miss has started. I think there was a little bit of a rain delay. And then after them tonight, Oregon and UCLA play. So the losers of today's games play tomorrow, which...
And it's single elimination, right?
No, it's a double elimination tournament. But tomorrow is elimination games. The loser of Florida-Tennessee goes home.
Gotcha. So Tennessee still has a chance to stay in it.
Yeah, that's right. They can come back. And then the 2
I'm trying to
losers-
think, the men's baseball series, that's single elimination or double? It's double too, isn't it?
No, the men's will be the same as this bracket once they
Same
get
bracket.
to 8 teams. But they're at 64, which starts tomorrow.
Which is the regionals.
Yeah, the regionals, yeah.
And we're trying to get tickets to go to that Vandy regional tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So
And this should be fun.
Yep.
'Cause-
hopefully Vandy will sign us for an annual contract to do broadcasting.
Yeah, we got a lot of hope. Yeah. Hey, you never know. I like
Think
that.
big, man.
Yeah.
Think big.
Yeah. We got a lot of hopes and dreams. If one of them comes true, from Alicia Clark as a guest, Caitlin Clark as a guest, to Vanderbilt signing us to a deal.
Lots of opportunity
Hey, if you
here.
throw enough dreams out there, one of them's going to stick. I like that, yeah. But yeah, so
We get out of this little hole in the wall.
we do have a guest next week, though. Chase
That's right.
Montgomery,
Chase is going to take us to the next
former
level,
race car
man.
driver. Yeah,
He's going to take us to the next
yeah.
level.
No, I think it'll be interesting. I think people tune
Just
in
like
next
our
week.
Nashville Barber Club took us to the next level.
Yeah, I think so. That
He
was
was
good.
great. That was
Eric
a great
Miller,
show.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched that show, you may want to go back and watch it. That was a really great show.
Yes, I think it was like show 29 or 8.
Somewhere in that range.
Because we were hoping that at some point that he was, like if he played Little League, he was never that number of whatever show that was. But we'll have him on again. He said he'd come back.
Good.
And then maybe we can get
Then
into
we'll get a haircut next time.
haircuts and a little more story. We can get into stories on the road and
Some live haircuts. Get that
And,
beard of yours cleaned up.
I know, and it needs to trim for sure.
Then again, it might show off our ugly.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm not shaving it off. You would see the ugly. Yeah, I got to cover the ugly
Yeah,
up
we got to cover the ugly up.
for sure. So yeah, let's see. So the baseball regionals, you mentioned it starts tomorrow. 13 SEC teams, which I believe.
I mean, multiple SEC teams are hosting.
Yeah,
I can't remember how many. Is it like 8 or 9 hosting?
Maybe. That's a good question. I don't know.
I know Tennessee and Vanderbilt are both hosting.
Yes. Well, and Vandy is the number 1 overall seed. So.
Oh man, Vandy put it to Tennessee in the SEC tournament.
That was
man.
a shock. I didn't expect them to run them like
wasn't
that.
it 10-0?
Yeah, 7 innings.
I mean, it was like 7 and you're done, man. You're
Yeah.
out. Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah. I was surprised by that. So the SEC has 13 teams. ACC has 9. And the Big 12 has 8. And then there's a bunch with it just goes 4-3. Nobody's closer. After 8, it drops to about 4 or 5 teams a conference.
So there's Nashville. Vanderbilt's hosting in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Texas is hosting in Austin.
Yeah.
Ole Miss is hosting in Oxford.
So that's 3.
Georgia's hosting in Athens.
LSU 5.
LSU's hosting Baton Rouge. Tennessee's hosting in
6.
Knoxville.
You go to the other side. Oh,
Auburn's hosting.
yeah, you skipped Arkansas.
Arkansas's
That's 7.
hosting. So
Auburn's 8.
how many we at?
We're at 8. Go back up that left side. And I think that might be it.
Yeah, I think it was 8. Man, I was right on the money. I said 8, didn't I?
You've been doing some research.
Maybe
In
my
your
memory
spare
works
time.
every now and then.
Yeah. So, yeah, 13 total, 8 hosting.
Hattiesburg.
Southern Miss.
Hattiesburg. You ever been to Hattiesburg? I've never been to Hattiesburg.
No, I've been to Jackson, Mississippi. You know, all right, he was a very good quarterback during our time. You know who played at Southern Miss as quarterback?
Who played at Southern Miss?
And he's from around that area.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You about to show me something?
I'm going to see if you can get it.
Give me a hint.
Played at Green Bay in the pros. Yeah. That's going to give it away, right?
Quarterback?
Yep. Come on. Brett Favre.
Brett Favre.
Yep.
It was in my brain. I just couldn't remember.
And you know, Steve McNair's from Mississippi. I don't think
He's not from Hattiesburg, though, is
No, but somewhere down in that area.
They don't list Brett Favre as from being from Hattiesburg. I bet he's from somewhere else
No,
around
I don't think he's
Hattiesburg.
from Hattiesburg, but you know that's where he went to college. Yeah, he went to Southern Miss. I could be wrong. I thought he did.
Trying to see if there's any big names that I know that were from Hattiesburg. You see any
Yeah.
names on there you recognize?
Uh,
I don't really recognize any of these
no,
names.
I don't.
I mean, there's some big descriptions
Yeah,
here,
there's
but I don't.
some are kind of
recognize the
familiar.
names.
Oh, there we go. Danny Manning. I didn't realize that. I recognize him. He played in Kansas and played for. I think he played for the Cleveland Cavaliers for a while. Maybe the Los Angeles Clippers.
Danny Manning, huh?
Yeah. Look at
It's a long list for me not to know any of the names.
yeah.
Walter Suggs, Houston Oilers, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, okay.
So who was it that you said was from down in that area? Because
Well, he played at Southern Miss. Brett Favre. Just look up Brett Favre's hometown. It's easier to do than just look at Hattiesburg to see if he's from there.
Brett Favre. Do they describe him as Mississippi
Gulfport.
Gulfport?
But he went to Southern Miss.
Went to
Which I
high
dare-
school Hancock North Central.
Yeah. Which
Yeah. Clyn, Mississippi?
Kiln.
Kiln, Mississippi.
Kiln. Which I bet.
Oh, he's got his own football there.
Yeah.
I bet he does.
I bet Gulfport, Mississippi is within 100 miles, under 100 miles to Hattiesburg.
And he was right there on the coast, huh?
Well, some would say maybe.
Kiln. See if there's
Yeah.
anybody else from Kiln.
Notable people, not many.
Deanna Favre,
I think that was his wife, wasn't it? Yeah.
founder of the Deanna Favre Hope Foundation.
Man, not many people.
So Brett and his wife are the
Or two of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 of the 6. were
Sarah B. Sarah B.
a singer, songwriter. That's it, man. 6
And an
people.
offensive lineman, Dick Arrington.
I bet he played. Yeah.
Nobody compared to Brett Favre. Who else was it that you were saying was down that area?
Steve McNair.
Air McNair.
Yeah.
Is he from? He's not from Hattiesburg, clearly,
No, he went to Alcorn State,
because he would have been listed on the who's who.
Mount Olive, Mississippi.
Mount Olive. I
Yeah.
love looking up the. Oh man, this is really a small
Yeah.
town.
I think
Population 875.
Mississippi's just all small towns. I mean, you got like Jackson, but
Oh, they got a Trick Roper.
there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 notable people, and it's 2 of them are one Steve and the other's his dad. Oh no, his brother. I'm sorry. Their
Alcorn
brothers,
State, huh?
Steve and Fred.
And he's notary
Yeah.
because he's the brother of
Yeah.
Steve McNair.
So we saw Fred.
Oh, Miss Mississippi is from there too, though.
Oh, what year?
Hannah Roberts.
Oh, 2015.
Yeah.
And was runner-up to Miss America in 2016. There you go.
that's pretty famous.
Yeah, that's big time.
I didn't know who she was, but that's pretty famous.
Yeah. Well, and Ole Miss, they give scholarships to Miss beauty pageants, Miss America scholarship.
What?
No, that's what they say. Ole Miss, the school that gives scholarships to beauty pageants.
Oh my goodness, Ole Miss beauty pageant scholarship.
Yeah,
that's going to be the next
Because they
Google.
say there's so many. No, it's a saying. It ain't true. It's because you go to what is it? The tailgating in the Grove, and they're all like.
Oh yeah, they all look like they're from a beauty pageant.
Yeah, Ole Miss. It's a total joke.
It is listed though. The Ole Miss beauty pageant scholarship.
They do.
Oh,
No,
they do.
Yeah.
Winner of the Miss University competition is given a $5,000 scholarship.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, see, there you go, Michael.
Yeah.
Here's your chance.
To be a beauty pageant person scholarship.
You can get that beauty pageant scholarship.
Yeah.
Finally be a winner in life.
They'll go, don't shave that beard. The ugly will come out. Keep that on.
Keep that on there. Keep that on there so you can get the beauty pageant scholarship. Oh, my goodness.
So let's see.
Reagan knew the answer ahead of me. He always knows the answer. That's why we don't even look, Reagan.
Yeah, that's why we don't pay
You know
attention.
all the answers.
Yeah.
You know all the answers. I don't even have a chance. Reagan always beats me to the answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, I know. We missed something.
I'm just still laughing about the beauty
The
scholarship.
beauty stuff. Yeah.
Michael's going to get the Ole Miss Beauty Pageant scholarship.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So I know we missed something last week. We were going to talk about it. And we got
What's that song? We need to play that song for you now. Whenever you. What's that? Miss America.
Here she comes.
Here she comes.
Yeah, that's right.
Here he comes, Miss America.
That could be my intro. You have to
Your
play
intro.
it, and then I walk in and sit down.
Then again, you might steal Freezy away from me, Freezy and Drinky.
Oh, yeah. You getting a crush on me?
Oh boy!
So yeah, we missed the topic.
This went down a shady path.
No, I know it. We missed the topic last week. It came out last week. May have been the day of our show, and we were going to get to it. I had it written down, and we forgot. We had such a good time talking
about the format change.
Yeah. So college football.
Oh, that's a huge deal.
So we'll talk about it now. The college football playoff. So they announced it was last week that they're going to the standard seating format, which you argued last year that that's the way it should have been.
Tennessee got screwed because they didn't do that.
And it
Tennessee would have had a home field if they had done standard seating.
Can you bring that up? I think you posted.
Did I post it on our Facebook page?
And I'd like to look at it because it shows the difference.
So if you haven't seen our Facebook page lately, there's some pretty good little clips there. We're trying to do some funny stuff. Just so you know, the Weenie 500 occurred as well. That was a big...
They're in the IndyCar race, yeah. We got some Norm. Rest in peace, Norm.
Yeah, we got some good stuff. There's some funny stuff on our Facebook page. We try to be a little lighthearted.
Yeah, we like to laugh.
But we did put the bracket out there as well. Those of you guys who are Bama fans probably would have liked the change too. I think that actually put Bama in it, didn't it?
No.
No, it didn't.
But
it was all about who got hit where.
So instead of giving the conference winners, the top 4 conference winners, a bye, they're changing from that to the new seeding format where it's the top 4 get a bye. They're rating you 1 through 12. Top 4 get a bye, and then So it
would have ended up being 2 Big Ten teams get a bye and 2 SEC teams get a bye. Instead of giving byes to conferences that weren't even ranked in the top 4.
So Oregon would still have been a number 1 seed. The number 2 seed would have still been Georgia, but 3 seed was Boise State. It would have been Texas. And the 4 seed was Arizona State. It would have been Penn State.
Yep. And then Tennessee would have had a home game. Ohio State would have had a home game. Indiana would have had a home game. And Notre Dame would have had a home game.
Yeah, so Clemson would have played at Notre Dame instead of Indiana. Well, Notre Dame still had a home game, but they would have played Clemson instead of Indiana. Then Indiana, that would have helped them a lot. They would have had a home game.
And they would have played Boise State, which might have given them a chance to actually make it into the next round.
Right. And then Arizona State would have played at Ohio State. That might have been a pretty good game.
Yep.
I think Ohio State, they were on the tear.
Yeah, Ohio State would have cleared house probably. Tennessee probably would have made it to the next round because they would have had to face SMU.
Yeah, they would have. I think they would have smoked SMU. Yeah, I think so. And then they would have played Georgia. So you would essentially then those 4 games, it would have been Tennessee, Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, Indiana, Oregon, and Notre Dame and Penn State.
And it would have been a more normal bracket, right? If you're highly ranked, you shouldn't be playing teams that are also highly ranked when there's teams that are ranked way below you that are getting a bye into the next round.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, I don't know. The logic escapes me. But then they're also talking about now, though, after this straight seeding for next year, they're talking about going to 6 bracket and then doing guaranteed spots again.
What do you mean 6 bracket? Oh, adding 16 teams?
Yeah. 16 teams, guaranteeing 4 spots to the SEC, 4 spots to the Big Ten, guaranteeing first-round buys to conferences. Like, just straight seed them. Like, if you're going to give away 4 freebies, give 4 freebies to the top 4.
Yeah.
And then straight seed everybody else. To where people who are ranked high because they performed well and they had a great season should play somebody who sucks.
Yeah.
I
can't argue, really.
And the other thing is like when you look at, they were talking at the SEC media days, they were talking about how they're talking about, hey, the first and second place team in the SEC doesn't even play in a championship game anymore. They're playing the number 3 versus number, let's see, 3, 4, 5, number 6, and then 4 versus 5 to replace the SEC championship game. You get 2 games now. Mm-hmm. And they play for the play-in. How exciting would that be? The number 1 and number 2 get buys in the championship. Number 3 and number 4 and number 5 and number 6 all play in.
From the conference?
Yeah. I know we have a sentimentality to the idea of, hey, the SEC championship needs to be special.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's where they're talking about going. And it does mean more games for us to watch.
Yeah. I just think,
and it rewards the teams that were really good in the season.
Yeah, but you start adding conference playing games. That's this. I mean,
Alabama would love it.
You're gonna make.
I'm just telling you what's happening, bro.
It's gonna be an NFL season. You're gonna make it so long.
There's no doubt.
But I mean,
it's more college football games.
But I mean, if you're going to start paying them and stuff, I guess you
might as well.
Yeah.
They're getting a paycheck, and they're getting paychecks that are bigger than what they would have gotten in the NFL.
And they're not going to school anymore, so who cares?
They're not going to school. Yeah. There's not legitimate school going on.
Have a 16 to 20 game season. I don't care.
They're doing sports basket weaving.
Remember, old boy didn't even graduate from Georgia and was there for 6 years.
Didn't even finish.
What was his name? I can't remember now.
Isn't there an eligibility issue though? Why was he there 6 years? Did he sit on the bench for 2 years or something?
Well, you had the COVID year that.
He got an extra year because of COVID.
But
so he got a redshirt freshman, then he got a COVID year, and then he got 3 more years.
Yeah. But it's crazy. But it still didn't graduate.
His purpose wasn't to graduate. Did he go to the NFL? Who was that?
Yeah.
Do you remember the name?
The guy before Beck. that just went to Miami. It was I can't remember his daggum name. He did go pro, but I can't.
List of Georgia starting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, this is
you
all the
went
way back. Sorry about that.
There we go.
JT Daniels,
Stetson Bennett.
Stetson Bennett.
Yeah. Yeah, he never graduated. But I mean now, like I think we've talked. I asked
Doesn't
you this.
even matter.
He's
He's still playing for the Rams.
Yeah.
Is he starting for the Rams?
No. Because they have not Stafford.
So he's the bench warmer.
Yeah, they have Stafford. Yeah. But no, there's not college athletes anymore. I mean, student athletes. I think you just got athletes posing. There's some that care I think it's, if you want to get your degree, they're like, go ahead and here's how you do it online. We'll help you. But if you don't, I don't think they hold it against you anymore. They just say, keep playing. I really don't. I don't think they care.
Unless you're Vanderbilt.
Yeah, maybe. But I bet they
You
don't.
say Vanderbilt's lowered their standards.
I think everybody has now. I think they
got to
go
lower it to compete.
I think they go, look, especially, they're like, look, if we're going to pay you NIL money, we don't care if you get a degree from us.
Is it Matthew Stafford who's their leading quarterback,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo?
Stafford. And then Garoppolo's the backup, and then
Stetson Bennett is the backup.
He won't never see the...
He'll never play.
Yeah.
We say never. Never say never.
Yeah, because they are... Stafford's getting old.
Matthew Stafford came from Georgia, too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and Stetson Bennett's there. Garoppolo played at... it was a small college. Eastern Illinois.
Eastern Illinois.
Mm-hmm. That's where Tony Romo, I believe it was at Eastern Illinois.
That's a mountain to climb, isn't it? Come from a small college
Yes.
and become an NFL pro.
A good pro. No, it's impressive to do that, if you ask me. If you're asking me. I don't know if you are, but it's impressive.
Reagan says that would have eliminated some of the blowouts.
Yeah, I think so. If you go to that, I mean, Clemson, I think Notre Dame, yeah. I think the only blowout, well, there would have been two probably. Tennessee and Ohio State. Like, Tennessee would have probably blown SMU out, and Ohio State probably would have taken care of Arizona State.
I mean, a 16 bracket probably will help with the blowout aspect a little bit, maybe, but you're still running into the problem of you got a 16 seed in there. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it would have just changed that middle tier, right? Because you wouldn't have seen a 6 versus 7.
Well, I still don't like. I still think 12 was too many. I think give me 8 teams. Nobody gets a bye. You go 1 plays 8. 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, and 4 and 5 play.
Yeah, but it's a money grab.
Well, I'm not trying to talk about money. I mean, yeah, I understand why.
Can't even hit my button.
Yeah, you're what? Yeah. No, I agree. It's a money grab, but
I probably have too many windows open or something.
I'll still stand by. There's not more than 8 teams in a year that deserve to be national champ.
That actually could contend.
Yeah. Because you could go and look at that. We could go right now and look at that bracket and probably go, there's 6 that probably could have been, deserved number 1 last year. But I don't know. Yeah, so we missed that topic. Good to talk that topic. Good talking on that topic. And I think we've...
Well, we didn't even touch on the NBA. I wanted to kind of hear your thoughts on the actual NBA playoffs.
Oh, yeah, we can... I mean, kind of said...
Because the Pacers...
I hadn't paid too much attention
Pacers and Knicks are playing tonight, right? And I'm trying to remember when we look at the bracket where we're standing right now.
So the Thunder, remember Bobby Said
Bobby
go
was all
Thunder,
excited about
because
the Thunder.
they're waiting. Yeah,
They're waiting to see who they're going to play, right?
Yeah, for the finals. So they're going to play, which the Pacers lead the Knicks 3-1. And is the game not up? It's not on our channel there.
Yeah.
The game's
it's on
going on
TNT,
right
that's
now.
why.
Oh, okay.
These
You
are
had
sports
did we see a
networks.
score? I thought
Yeah, I had the score.
it's going on right now, and
52 to
Knicks are up.
66. But I mean, isn't this a series, right?
yeah, I mean,
So that means the Knicks will have to come back and win multiple games.
They have to win out. They can't lose again. They got to win the next 3 games tonight and the next 2 after.
So the chances are pretty low.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think the Pacers will win the series, and it'll be Pacers and Thunder.
Thunder. Feel the thunder.
Yeah. Or what's the AC/DC song?
Oh, yeah.
Thunder.
Thunder.
Yeah, that's right. But, yeah.
Yeah, I got I own a...
Thank you, Reagan. 8 would make more sense.
Yeah, I own an AC/DC shirt with
Yeah.
the locations on it on the back.
You did get one?
Yeah, I got it off Amazon because the ones at the show were like
Oh,
$100 for a T-shirt.
That's how yeah, it
Outrageous.
was ridiculous. Ridiculous.
She's like, if it's more than $30, we're gonna go buy it on Amazon.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Well, I think we can put a bow on this show and wrap her up.
Another good show.
Yeah. Good time. We had some great interaction. Thanks
everybody for watching. Really loved having the interaction and the commentary. And
Get that fly?
I didn't.
Whatever.
I didn't get it.
Yeah,
I got to
no.
do something about the gnats and flies.
Tune in next week.
Must have been to the dump.
Yeah. Yeah. Next week, we got a guest. Chase Montgomery, a former stock car racer, truck series, NASCAR Busch Series, ARCA. Should be a good interview, a good time. Tune in Thursday, 7 o'clock next week. Watch, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook.
All those things.
Yeah. Buy our hats and stuff at MikeandJrod.com. Is that it?
I feel like there's something I'm missing.
I don't know. If you can think about it.
Oh,
The
this has
music's
been a
playing.
production of Scott Social Media.
There we go.
I like turtles.
How awesome was that?
How do you spend $150,000 on a pool?
Oh, in-ground pools are ridiculous.
150 grand?
That's standard. That's why I don't have a in-ground pool. Yeah, exactly why. They would tell like the water boy, hey, you gotta go stand about 300 foot out there, and if it goes over your feet, if it lands past your feet,
It's a home run.
Up as a home run. He's getting bored out there swatting flies. They're like, hey, what was that? I'll dump up my salad, any vegetables, fruits, I'll throw out there. Like, they love Halloween, like October.
Give him candy.
No. Yeah, they
No one eats those black jelly beans.
pumpkins, man. But what I would say is, show the record of against 500 and below team. Like, that was to favor Alabama right there.
Yeah, it was
That-
that was an Alabama story right there.
Because if you look at that, you go, well, oh, they have a better record against above 500 teams, 5-1.
Yep.
Well, guess what? Let's show under 500.
Texas is just going to show them how it is. You know,
Yeah.
they're not. They've never played anybody. Blah 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 blah.
Do you know the beginning of the year? Like this could be your true Cinderella if they keep it closer and win. But you know, at the beginning of the year, in the Big 12 conference, they were picked last.
I heard that.
They were picked to finish last. You know Mike Trout?
Yep. Mike Trout played for the Angels,
Yeah, still does.
and they had a statue of a trout. That you could get a little bobblehead trout.
Did they really?
Yeah. You could get it at the actual Angels game.
Oh.
You could get a bobblehead trout. And then they also had a Mike Trout. That was an actual person bobblehead.
Yeah.
Kareem's a pretty big deal, though. I mean, that's...
He played for 20 years, from 69 to 89. And
I feel sad that he's overshadowed by Bird
No.
to the point to where we don't even...
well, go watch another show if you want to talk about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
roosters don't.
Roosters can't lay eggs.
Oh, I know, but they're there. So, well, some hens don't need a rooster. That's what but some hens do need a rooster.
Well, no, all hens will lay eggs, but to make another chicken, they have to have a rooster. So,
Okay.
similar to the way people make other people.
Thanks for the birds and bees talk, Matt.
And then when they sit me up,
You just
roll over.
were you top heavy? Like your head was big too?
Like I couldn't crawl, I was so fat. Like I couldn't get down to the ground with the. So I just rolled around everywhere when I was a baby.
I like.
You gonna grow you a Raleigh Fingers mustache?
I probably could. I actually bet I could.
Probably could. You got a lot of hair on that face.
Just cover up the ugly.
That makes two of us. I trimmed mine up, and I'm starting to realize the ugly's all exposed right now.
They're like 10 or 12 people get together on Thursday and Friday nights and watch our show in China.
It's like
They're
the
like,
secret. It's like we just had church service. Now let's watch the Mike and Jrod show.
Yeah. I'm gonna Mandela effect that. He doesn't know anything about basketball, but he said I always. Today he heard some guys talking and he just threw that in there. He goes, Duke's gonna go all the way. So he said that's my one-liner for the next couple of weeks. I'm just gonna walk up to people talking basketball.
That's what they need to do. Make overtime points half points.
Watch them do that one.
Overtime now will be half points. Then you always know when it's an overtime game if they do half points.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Well, no, actually you wouldn't, right? If they do two half points.
No, because if they
two overtime, it's not gonna work. I'll sell everything I own so that we can buy Club La Vila
and
and bring it back.
We'd have to live there too. I wouldn't have nowhere else.
I wouldn't have anywhere else to live either. But I mean, hell, that'd be living on the beach. I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, look at our parking. You can watch us anywhere. That's a
Anywhere.
good plug.
China.
When we're live. Yeah.
Tibet.
China was the first place you thought of anywhere?
I was watching a video on
We got a Chinese crowd out there.
Chinese crowd.
Hello to anybody out there in China.
How do you say
watching?
hello in Mandarin?
Konnichiwa. I don't know. That's Japanese. Well, I got a question on that. Can a nerd be you're nerdy though? Can you be a redneck?
I think you could be both. I don't think it's mutually exclusive.
You can be, but okay, no, that was a legit question. Another one, they asked him, what's shaking, Norm? He said, all 4 cheeks and a couple chins. That's what, yeah. I mean, some of the stuff. And
all 4 cheeks and a couple chins.
Yeah.
Huh? PBR versus Roller Rock. You pick Roller Rock, huh?
Yeah, so, and some old men that mean a lot to me drank both of those. So that's a hard choice. I don't want to favor either one.
You get in trouble.
Yeah. That's a good question.
A good question. I might have to go with PBR because that's what Papa had in his refrigerator. Remember that?
Yeah.
Multi-shelf.